What is up, guys, and welcome back to Rock Bottom Customs. We're starting a new one today. It's going to be something fun. We're putting a system in a Lexus. We're talking subwoofers, amp, new door speakers, tearing stuff apart, running new wires. Gonna do some crazy custom stuff in the trunk of this thing with some plexi and some LEDs and try to get it lit. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, please do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Now enough of the chitter chatter, let's get to work. Alright, so this is the car we're working with. It's a 2010 Lexus ES 350. Give you a little rundown on what we're working with. So we got two more of the Kicker CVRs. And we got I believe it's a 1200 watt amp in there. And I think you can see it through the little ski hole here. How cute is that? Yeah, kind of see it through the little ski hole right there. Alright, so he's got a aftermarket head unit and I guess all the door speakers and whatnot are factory. Thought I did that already. How do you start this thing? Obviously I don't know how to start this car. There it goes. Alright, so it's got an aftermarket head unit. All these door speakers are factory, and he wants to, let me shut it off a second. So basically he wants to upgrade all these door speakers, fronts and rears. He talked about doing the dash too, but man, this dash is so far gone. You can see there's already some cracks in it. It's not the best thing in the world to start trying to take things apart on a dash that's brittle and falling apart already, so I'm gonna leave these dash speakers in it. I don't know if I'll keep them connected or not. I may end up disconnecting them depending on how it sounds, how it's wired, and all that good stuff. We are gonna do some upgrades on front and rear door speakers, and we're gonna build a new box in the trunk that's gonna be a whole lot bigger and a whole lot fancier. So he says it's also cutting out as far as the amp and subs go, it's cutting out on him. I don't know what that's all about. If it's a bad amp or wiring issue, more than likely it's gonna be a wiring issue. So we'll get into some of that along the way too. I'm gonna give it a little test bump on this and see what it's working with, so we can have a little comparison. So I got my favorite little test tones, 30 to 60 hertz. Pop that in here. Maybe, yeah, there we go. Pop that in here. See if we can't tear something up. I mean, you know, maybe we won't tear nothing up. How's this bass knob work? Okay, okay. How's this volume work? 25-ish. Turn this bass knob down. Hit play. Yeah, it sure did cut out. Yeah, it sucks. Why is it cutting out? You barely get it humming and then it cuts out. Wonder if the amp's going into protect. Wonder if I can see it back here. Move this box out a little bit. See if we can see something back here. Okay, I see a green light. That's usually a good sign. Track 3. Let's just crank her up. Start her over. Oh, that's not a good sign. She's going directly to protect. She ain't liking things at all. Directly to protect. Wonder if you keep it turned down if it stays on. Yeah. Typically, you ain't feeding your amp enough power when that happens. which might be a bad ground or crappy wiring. So we're gonna redo all this stuff anyway, it looks like. How are these things? It looks like some zero gauge. Looks like some zero gauge back there anyway, so I don't know. We'll have to look into that anyways. That's the, uh-oh, what's all this beeping? Oh, it's telling me my door's open. I know the door's open. I've just got my leg hanging out of it. Alright, push stop. How do you stop? Pause? Pause. Let's just turn the car off. There we go. So, that's what we're working with. I don't think the amp going into protect, I hope, is not an issue with the amp. I hope it's just wiring, because we're redoing all that anyway, it looks like. And get the door speakers. Hopefully the ones I got ordered in are going to give this thing a little upgrade. So, yeah, that's what we're working with. So let's see if we can do it a little justice. Give them some upgrades. Alright guys, it's officially box day. I like box day. It's the fun part, I guess. For me it is. I like cutting up wood and making boxes, designing it and building it. It's fun to me. So, be a fun day, box day. Got our MDF here. Got our horses set up outside, and gonna use a skill saw for most of this again. Like I said before, I do have a table saw over here, but unless you got a big table around your saw, then making big long cuts on boards like this is about impossible. So skill saw makes it easiest for me, so that's what we're gonna break out. Lay some cuts out on this and cut them up with a skill saw. Alright, I think I got all the pieces cut here. Hopefully they go together. Hopefully they go together pretty good. As always, on assembly, if I got any corners that don't fit up real good, I ain't afraid to take a little bit of a rasp to them right there. Knock them down if need be. This one seems like everything's gonna be fitting up pretty damn good on it though. This right here needs to, let's see if that was, yeah. I think everything's gonna fit together pretty good. If this looks a little funny on the front end right here, it's gonna make a little bit more sense. Oh geez, don't fall down on me. Anyways, stay, hold on. All right, it's not falling on me now. So if this looks a little bit funny right here, where it sticks out, that's how it's supposed to be, because it'll make a little bit more sense when we get it in the car. But I'm gonna have a panel that's gonna screw to the front of this box, and it's gonna leave a little bit of a gap right here because I'm gonna have some light shining down in front of the box. Anyway, it'll make more sense whenever it's in the car. So that port needed to be 5/8 of an inch longer than the rest of the box, and we took that into consideration when we made the end of our port. This little piece here makes up the last bit of port that will screw right on there. Boom, ba boom, 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 boom. So, and then here's the top. Top piece here has this same little notch out right there that's gonna fit over this. Let's see if we can get it to set up on there. Hold on a second. Where's my, here it is. There we go, that's the top. It's just sitting there on it. It's probably all going to fall down in about 1.5 seconds. But this is that notch out I'm talking about here. We're going to have a face piece that's going to kind of mount to this, leaving a gap here. You won't really see the box. There'll be a little window in it and stuff, but anyways, you'll see some more of that when we get going a little bit more on it. So this is the top of the box. We'll have the subwoofers cut in right here. Boom, 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 like that. This is facing the back of the car into the trunk lid area. This will be jamming up towards the back seat of the car. There is a 2-inch kick out. I don't know if it's visible. Anyways, this side right here is angled a little bit, has a 2-inch wider kick out on the bottom than the top is, because I'm just really trying to maximize my airspace on this deal. You know, everybody wants to use their trunk. That's the biggest problem. Everybody wants to use their trunk and put groceries or something in there. So I'm trying to give him the maximum amount of space to be able to still put his whatever he needs to in front of this box, behind the box. I guess that's behind the box to the back of the box. So to maximize the airspace I needed in this box, I did give it a little bit of angle right there. There's still going to be room. The amp's going to sit kind of in front of the box. Anyways, you'll see, we'll get it all together. So next thing is, as always, I've got these, stay. I've got these same screws I always like to use. It's called a trim screw. The head on it is not as big as a regular screw, so it doesn't bust out the MDF too bad. So I got a bunch of those. We're going to use that, glue and screw. Yeah, so I guess it's time for some gluing and screwing. So let me make sure I got my pre-drill bit, impact and drill, and we'll bam! Man, this thing's coming together good, coming together quick. I'm going to spray paint black in this port because you'll be able to see in there obviously, and I don't want it to look like wood. So we're going to go ahead and hit it with some black. Once I round over the edges, I can come back, touch it up. But I'm going to have to go ahead and paint in here because we won't be able to get to it later. gonna need a little lovey-dovey as well. Okay? Oh, it was lovey-dovey. All right. Everything's going together real good. Real good. I'm pleased. Gonna let that black paint sit up a little bit longer. And then we'll put that side and top on. Hey, tell you what, I'm fixing to jinx myself. I have not had to use this yet, which means when I go to put the top on, nothing's gonna fit. No, we'll see. Hopefully it keeps on going good. Let that paint sit up a little bit and we'll find out. Man, check this out. This is awesome. I just opened up these damn speakers right here. Got off Amazon. And I did see on the ad, they said they was gonna send me a koozie. I was like, hell yeah, there's my koozie. That's awesome. All right. Then I didn't realize it, but they threw in some of these trim tools. And these are little and kind of, you know, dinkier than the other ones. Like I got a nice set right here, but these actually being smaller might be better on like more fine little stuff, you know, because sometimes you can't jam those big ones in there. So that's pretty cool, actually. I like that. And check them out. Whoops, blur that out. They went ahead and sent a return label and a nice little card. Fella named Austin right here. If you're not satisfied, what's it say? Wrong, whatever. What does that mean? They get a lot of returns? Or does that mean they're just a great company? I don't know. Hey, let me show y'all something else. You buy these speakers right here. Look at that model number, CSC. If you got the ECS, watch out, because you probably got them at Walmart and they ain't the same. They'll be in the same box. They'll look like the same speakers on the little pictures and everything. But if it says ECS, that ain't quite the same as the CS. I don't know. They're trying to fool people on that one, so you gotta watch out. Damn it! I keep doing this. Pause. Can't have music going in the background. Take two. So there it is. Got it all built up. I did not cut my baffle board out yet. I really just want to see if it's going to fit in the trunk of this car. I took a lot of measurements. It's going to be a real tight fit, I know. Hopefully I got about yay much room to really just cram it in there, you know. So we'll get this old one ripped out, test fit this new one in there, and then it's going to be time to cut the baffle boards if it fits. Everybody thinks they got a big trunk. You may have all the room in the world in that trunk, but this hole right here is what's going to hinder you from putting too big a box in your car. And especially with this car, the front seats don't even fold down. So this is your only option right here. So that's what I'm talking about. When I say hopefully that one fits in there. Man, I think that's the closest to not fitting that you can get and still fit in there. Damn, that's what I'm talking about, all right? Now what's hell is I get to pull it back out and put it back in again, so, but that's good. I know it's gonna fit in there. We still got room for the amp. It's dark in here, so the amp's actually sitting in there. Not exactly where it's gonna go. It's gonna shift over this way a little bit so that I can get to the controls on it still, but I know y'all can't see in there, but I got about an inch or so from the amp still. And in here, let me get some light. All right, so in here we got just a bit of room to the sides. It says subwoofers are going up. This subwoofer, this factory subwoofer is coming out. We're gonna enlarge the hole through the back dash a little bit so that a lot of this sound is gonna come up, bounce off that back window, hopefully sound really good in there. And then what I was talking about with this port sticking out, what we're doing is building a false wall basically all the way across here. All right, we're gonna do a false wall, and it's gonna have a little space from the box right there, and it's gonna have some venting in it so that the speakers can, all the air can move around in the trunk real good. But yeah, whew, let's take another look in here. See how much room we really got on that amp. So there we go. And yeah, we got about an inch or so to spare there. We're jammed up against the wall back here in the corners right there on both sides are jammed up. So that's gonna be it. That's gonna be finished face just right in front of that right there. It's gonna shoot all the way across. All right, so it fits. So yeah, so now we can pull it out, cut our holes in the baffle. I also got a stripper pole I'm gonna put in the middle of it, basically right in between where the two subs are gonna mount. We'll have a stripper pole going from top to bottom to strengthen up that baffle. I'm gonna manhandle this box back out of here and get them holes cut in it. All right, everybody, I'm gonna cut this one right here. Stay tuned for part 2 of this series. We're gonna get this box finished up, and we're gonna try and figure out what's going on with this system, why is it cutting out, and what do we gotta do to fix it. And as always, like and subscribe.
Subscribe.